Ask me that again.
What kind of pants are you wearing right now?
I'm wearing these
So,
pants.
but what pants?
Sweatpants.
I'm
These are
asking
these are
because
my big comfy sweatpants.
I am asking because Kayla got up and like you complimented her on her sweater, but she got up and walked out and she was wearing like pajama shorts.
They're cute little flowers. They match the sweater.
Pants are you wearing?
I'm wearing workout shorts.
Nice.
Oh my God,
That's why
Ashley,
I
I
was
have that
like
cup.
the glass one from Target.
Yes.
I really
Yeah.
like it.
I got it for myself for my Easter basket.
Oh, I bought it a while ago. I just thought it was cute. So,
Mm.
I feel like I look very pale. I'm gonna change my video settings.
There's like a warm one that's on there that seems pretty nice.
No, I'm on a warm one.
Really?
Yeah, I'm
You
on
look like you're on a
cinnamon.
you look like you're on a cool
Here's
like
nothing.
cool.
That's nothing.
You look like a violet from from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Hello?
Girl,
Girl,
what
what
page
page
you
you
on?
on? Welcome everyone to Girl What Page You On. I am Kayla Collins, always here for the history. With me as always is our speed reader, sometimes snack eater, Ashley Parr. And of course, where would we be in this book club without a little bit of spice? So we have to have Miss Samantha Shariah. Um, and we always have this weird part that comes in, and what is it, Ashley?
it's the spoiler alert, and let's be honest, Kayla already spoils half of it. We've already kind of spoiled a little bit of what we're going to talk about today, but this is your heads up, full content warning. We are talking about the book. We are talking about book three, part two of House of Flame and Shadow, Crescent City. Sam, what is our debrief today?
So, a lot has happened, but I'm going to do my best to guide you through point by point before we get into our deep dive. So, here we go. Hunt's wings are growing back thanks to Lydia's Medwitch potion. Bryce wakes up imprisoned in her father's, the Autumn King's home. Meanwhile, Ethan seeks out a necromancer at the mysterious House of Flame and Shadow, where he is unexpectedly greeted by none other than Jessica Roga. They strike a deal, and Ethan becomes her new assistant. Lydia stages a daring breakout for Hunt, Rune, and Baxian. During a high-speed chase pursued by Pollux, Mordock, and all the Dreadwolves, the group makes a narrow escape. Hunt and Baxian's wings are strong enough to carry Rune off a cliff and into the sea, where they're rescued by Therian on the Depth Charger. As they flee, they spot Lydia, now in her deer form, making a dramatic bullet-dodging leap over the cliff herself. To everyone's surprise, Lydia survives and later turns up recovering on the depth charger with Rune at her side. Even more shocking, Bryce teleports straight onto the ship, sparking the long awaited reunion. The Ocean Queen, however, is not impressed by a bunch of fugitives aboard her vessel, and she and Bryce exchange some heated words, culminating in Bryce declaring herself a queen, our iconic queen of the Pink Pony Club. Here she is. The crew heads to Avalon to confront King Morven and uncover more truths. Along the way, Therian impulsively marries Flynn's sister, and in the sacred caves, Bryce makes contact with Hell and the Underkings, learning that they're allies in the fight against the Asteri. But the journey isn't without violence. Morven, the Autumn King, and the creepy as hell murder twins ambush them. Our team triumphs and they take down their enemies, leveling Morven's castle. And then a couple of plot twist points, right? So turns out Lydia has kids. Big surprise there. They're hiding in the Ocean Queen's realm, and Ethan tries to bring Sigrid, the wolf mystic, back, but he accidentally turns her into a reaper. So yeah, that's pretty much our debrief, ladies.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
poor Holstrom brothers cannot catch a freaking break.
We can now call Rune Dannon Daddy Dannon. Or Daddy Rune, whatever you
Stepdaddy.
prefer.
Stepdaddy.
Stepdaddy. Stepdaddy,
Whole new
Crown
meaning
Prince
to
is above
Shadow
our
Daddy.
pay.
I have to say, I really loved Lydia's arc here. I think that we didn't get much of the Hind in book one. Book two, we saw a little bit of her. But now we're I need one of those cups. What the heck?
Cheers.
Is it glass?
Cheers. Yes.
Yeah, they're glass.
Where'd you get them?
Target, baby.
Target.
$5. If I see another one, I will buy it for you.
Are they only pink?
No, they had
They're
like
purple.
green. Well, I guess the blue is really purple. And I want to say mine had green, but they sold out of these super fast at my Target, but it's a small Target catering to a ton of people. So
I have a dentist appointment on Monday or Tuesday next week. I will look because that's when I go to Target because my dentist is next door and I have to walk off the numbing.
Okay, any of our listeners want to diagnose anyone with a medical degree want to diagnose us with ADHD? Go ahead, chime in. Sorry.
all right.
Squirrel!
Squirrel. So no, I that's like it's been hard for me to keep my mouth shut with all the details of Lydia. Like knowing the future of her and Rune is awesome, but like getting to this point in this book and this part was so nice to like see them kind of like bonding a bit more. I know he's having a hard time. Like he's just like, wait, hold
Ashley,
up. My girlfriend's got a date.
you're
What?
telling us that there is a future for Rune.
In this chapter, in this part, yeah.
Nice try. Nice try covering it up.
Nice cover. At least,
Okay, so we
Sam,
know
I feel
Rune
like,
doesn't die. I'm happy that
thank
theory is
God.
not going to come true.
He had his
I'm
hand
sorry.
eaten off. Like, I feel like that was enough trauma for all of us.
Imagine
Yeah,
you could just grow your limb back though. You're like, okay, it'll be back.
yeah,
Let me
like
just
I
gnaw
just,
off my arm. I don't like this tattoo. Let me gnaw off my arm and reset it.
that's crazy. But, yeah, I absolutely loved the part where the Autumn King got his
Oh, got
literally
frozen.
the Star Sword shoved through his chest. I'm back. Am I back? We have a storm coming in.
There you go.
That's supposed to be like really bad thunderstorms and hail and crap. So that's what's rolling through right now.
Okay. I
Ooh,
also liked
lightning.
when the Autumn King died. Although for a minute there, I was like, oh, they're getting to know each other. But I guess he literally imprisoned Bryce to do that. So maybe it wasn't that good. Maybe I have issues, but
I
I
have the
was
same
literally like,
issues.
oh, I was
No,
like, oh, look, like they're getting like this is so nice. Like they're talking and they're
redemption
building a
arc.
relationship, redemption arc. But then like, no, he's dead.
And then you're like, screw you. Like, and I mean, yeah, I was like, redemption arc. Oh, he really did love, Bryce and her mom. And then I'm like, you are such a D-bag.
When they got to the island, I and with Morven, all I was thinking was Handmaid's Tale. I feel like this is the start of the Handmaid's Tale. Like women are only for breeding. Like and then Farian marrying I can't remember. Is it Flynn? Flynn's sister?
Flynn's sister.
Or Declan's. It's Flynn's.
Isn't it
Um,
Declan Flynn? Isn't that the same? Is it one person?
I don't know. I can't remember. Who are the two
We're
friends?
only in book three.
I know. Well, because I always feel like it's Declan and Flynn.
Mm, I think it's
Or
one person.
I thought it was two people.
Maybe it's two people,
Because there's two best friends from
but
the
it's
frat house.
Flynn's sister. Yeah, it's
Okay,
Flynn's
Flynn's
sister.
sister.
Oh, it's Declan Emmett. No, right?
Yes, yes.
Declan Emmett and
Or is
Flynn.
it Oh, Flynn's on the tip of my tongue. But
I
but
wish she
yes.
was on the tip of my tongue.
Your husband is in the room.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
So yeah, Bryce, going back to Midgard, the whole Autumn King thing though. Yes, I was right with you. Like I was like, oh, they're gonna have like this bonding thing because he said, and like because we keep getting these blips of like how much he loved Amber and stuff like that. Like he keeps preaching that, and then but we never seen it. And then it was like he was getting there, and then he just like he literally died on a sword. So that's what I got. And then
I
the
thought it was cool that Rune got to be the one to take him out though, because like, yeah, he and Bryce have a lot of history, and they go deeper into the history there, right? Like they tell us about like we see the burn marks on Rune, like they bring that up multiple times and how abusive he was to Rune growing up, and I think that it's probably like the biggest like full circle moment for Rune, even though that's going to be pretty traumatic, I'm sure, for him growing or for him moving forward.
yeah,
But speaking of trauma, Rune's mate, I'm gonna go ahead out on a limb here and be like they're mates. They're mates. They're 100% mates,
I
Rune and
agree.
Lydia.
I think so too, especially since
Mm-hmm.
they had that bond through the telepathic connection.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Force
yeah,
time.
yeah. So I definitely agree that they're mates.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and
She's
how
got some trauma, right? So which is why it's
oh
like
yeah.
he's like he doesn't care how fucked up she is. Like he's gonna be like, cool, babe, like seen it all. I think that their relationship is so amazing.
So the like her ex do we I want to know more about the twins. I want to know all the things
Yeah.
about the twins.
What do
Um,
you think they're like? Do you want to get into it now?
I I don't know anything other than that she has the twins and the one boy hates her and the other one doesn't. But I
Do
want to
you
know
two
like
feel
more about
like
like how
do you two feel like one of you would be the one that hated her and one of you would be the one
Yes,
that
because
one?
Kayla and I like totally have like different views of like us growing up. Like
Wait,
okay,
I have
not
another
I
question.
am
Do you
not.
two feel like you're more in line with Lydia's twins or the murder twins?
Right now I'm about to feel like the murder twin.
Kayla is the murder twins incarnate.
I
No.
actually
They're
am
based off of
I'm
her. Didn't you
Ace.
know that?
I think if anything, I actually would be Ace. So
Hmm.
just in that whole realm. But we're
Mhm.
getting off topic. We're jumping ahead. Okay. Hunt, we've already touched base about Hunt Rune and Baxian being tortured and Baxian getting his hand off, tortured by the Asteri, with Pollux, of course, being the nightmare that he is. Um, but it kind of killed me inside when Lydia was like trying to reach out to Rune through the bond kind of thing, and he just blocked her off. Like I was like, like how what why? And I definitely thought she, excuse me, all that water. I definitely thought that she was not gonna make it at the cliff. Like did not just I thought she was dead. Like she was
I
dead. And
literally went back
that's
2 times to listen to that part.
it
Like I
was
went back twice because I was like, wait,
I had
did
to reread
Lydia
it
just
twice.
die?
Yeah, because she gets shot and then the impact, and it's a miracle that she's alive. Well, literally, because they gave her starlight. Hunt's lightning charged her up and lit her up like a battery. But that was like, I definitely thought that that was what the whole prophecy for Vern was, is that he was the end of his line, and I was like, so, and
But
then
I love that she like laughed as she got shot because like she jumps off the cliff and gets shot through the chest at the same time, right? And I was like, oh my God, she's a goner. How could we get this like amazing arc and learn who she is? But yeah, like I'm very happy. It was definitely a surprise that she was alive. But I love the idea of her just like maniacally laughing, just being like, yeah, of course, this is how I would go, you know? That was just like such a moment, such a Lydia moment.
I mean, I love Lydia as a character. Like she she does what needs to be done, even if it doesn't line up with her values. She's doing it for the greater, she's doing it out of mother's love. So, like last episode, we were talking about, like, I tried to champion her a little bit and like try not to like bomb drop, like, hey, she's doing it for the love of her kids, kind of thing. So now I can like gush about it. But, I mean, think of all of the yuck stuff, like just having to deal with that awful sex scene that we had gotten a dose of, and like like imagine doing, but wrecking you as a person, but also remembering that it's out of unconditional love.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
it
think she
definitely
might be the best character in the book.
it definitely makes so much more sense. Like now seeing like why she stayed like stuck it out so long for her boys, which yeah, I agree. Lydia might be the best.
I agree. I love her. And I was so glad when I got it right. Um, so we need to talk about Therian and his very poor life choices because I think my last question before was, do we think that Therian going to the Viper Queen is gonna bite him in the ass? And the straight answer was yes, of course, because Therian makes poor life choices. Um, so and of course, I always want to call Ethan Connor. It throws me off. But Ethan and them all go marching in there, and of course, what happens? Trying to get Therian's freedom. We kill Sigrid, and she's dead, dead, decapitated, dead, right off. What like we still don't
Off
understand.
with her head.
Off with her head.
Oh,
Um,
revenge.
And all I was thinking with that whole thing was the Viper Queen is clearly in with Sabine. Like clearly. I don't care how much they say they hate each other. They're like two peas, same can kind of thing. Um,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What the what?
two peas in the same can. I work for a
Okay.
food bank,
I'm
okay?
gonna leave that. I'm
Food
gonna leave
puns.
it.
Expand your
I'm gonna
vocabulary.
leave it. I'm gonna leave it.
I can go with was that not on your bingo card? Uh, so yeah, so we got Bryce becoming queen, Therian marrying Flynn's sister. I cannot, what's her name? It begins with another S, I think. It's like Sathia, right? Something like that.
It might be Sathia.
Oh, well.
There you
Um,
go. Yeah, wait,
Yes.
that whole thing transpiring was really cool. That's probably like the only good decision Therian has made. Like in this whole thing, other than sending Bryce otters, because every time I hear about the otters, I'm just like, I want to die. I love them. I want them to bring me mail. I want otter delivery, period, the end. Um,
I have literally been sending otters to you guys for like the past year, thinking that that would entice you enough to read this series.
we
I
never
did
knew.
not get it.
Didn't know.
Now you get it.
It
Now
was
you
too
do.
cryptid. But he steps up when Morven is like, you can't be here unless you're married. Bryce is all like, no, I'm a queen. I can do what I want, or I'll blast you with my star power. But Sathia or Sathia,
Sathia.
Yeah.
Because I
She
wanted to call her Sapphire, but it's Saphia.
yeah. She it's also really interesting because I feel like she and Bryce later in this book, they start to talk a little more and Bryce is like, "Yeah, I'm the queen. We have to beat the Asteri and then I want to be left the fuck alone by the Fae." And she is the one who actually helps Bryce come around. She's just like really disappointed in it, right? So I think that like she's actually like a good person because Bryce thinks that all the Fae just are trash, right? Like she's just like, my dad was horrible, treated my mom horribly. I want nothing to do with them, but the Asteri gotta go. And then Therian with Sathia, like she ends up being like a really cool piece of the group as well.
I kind of imagined her like a mini Bryce. It's the only way I could think of it because like I was like he's clearly drawn to like strong women to a point. Um, he's also the charmer, but he's clearly drawn to strong women because he keeps going back to the River Queen even though he doesn't want to. And then he goes to the Viper Queen to get away from the River Queen, and so on and so forth. I think he may have mommy issues, but that's a different dissection.
It is literally a new, well, it's so Dane and Sloane were old news to me because I had Therion and Saf, but you guys are the reverse. So Dane and Sloane are your OG. This is them in Crescent City.
Do you know who
She's
I
grumpy,
imagine?
spiky.
You know who Therian like reminds me of? This is a deep cut to the 90s. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Sean Hunter from Boy Meets World.
Oh, yeah, I can see
So
it a
the
little bit.
friend, right? Because he was kind of always a bit of a mess, right? And he's
Yeah.
like doesn't fit, and you can tell like he's had like a little bit of a rougher upbringing, maybe. Because Therian, and then he's like making all these dumb choices.
I like how you're
That's who,
saying it's a deep cut because now there's Girl Meets World.
yeah, that's true. But
Dating
like
ourselves.
he's making all of these like, I don't know. I don't know. I just like feel like he gives those like kind of bad boy vibes, but not really. Like he's really a nice guy, but like in school the teacher would be like, "Oh, they're troll." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's who
Yeah.
Therian is in my brain. Not looks wise, just like,
Yeah.
Yeah. But like his behavior.
yeah. Sorry, I'm all over.
Um, so Bryce getting all her power, and we were talking in the last one about how she seduces to to Nesta and Azriel in the cave. Um, so she's collecting the powers and stuff. And so she collects the last section of power from the island, and then the island's like, "Oh, I'm alive again." Um, and so she's are we do we think she's fully powered up, or does she still need a charge from her remote control
She
hunt?
just needed
She
she
just needs
just
a head of
needed
hunch.
she just needed three, right? She just needed those three pieces. I think she's
Yeah.
good. I think she's powered up, baby.
I was wondering, like, if do we still think that she's gonna need a pick me up, or is she just like all powerful? Like, I feel like that was the little climactic. Gosh, I can't speak. It's like, um, as far as like her getting the third chunk of the power, like I kind of felt like that was just like she just pulled it. Like I didn't even like hear it pull it out. Ashley's making faces at me. But she like pulled it out of the ground, but like it didn't sound like it. It sounded like she just put her hand down and said, "You're free." And then like
So,
what
Yeah.
like that's what am I crazy, or did like they I feel like there's a part missing.
well, let me bring up the thing. Was I the only person going through? And it's like, oh, the trove, like three, like calls to like. So it's always threes. In my brain, it was stuck on the power of three from Charmed. Like it's always threes. So my brain was just like, is there gonna be like three people? Like, are we gonna get like a Throne of Glass, Crescent City, and Court of Thorns and Rose, like all three of them come together to fight some like bigger thing in the
You,
long run?
you mean like
Throne
the
of Glass.
Avengers?
Oh, like later.
Yeah, like later.
Bigger
That's the
than,
Avengers, isn't it?
yeah, that's totally the Avengers.
Like, I don't,
The
yeah,
Revengers.
the Revengers.
I think that Bryce has her power, like what's going to come from her is like she's filled up now. I don't know, like she's got it all. But I do think I like my question is it enough to take down the Asteri? I think that at the end of like so Kayla and I have not finished the book. We're putting it off. I'm midway through the third part, so I don't know what happens at the end, but I'm gonna go ahead out on a limb and say that the Asteri are defeated, or at least removed from this world, right? Like I'm pretty confident that's gonna happen. That's just how Sarah J. Maas's other books have like gone. So that's my guess. But I think that Bryce might need help from maybe the Dread Trove.
I think she like I said, I feel like there wasn't that much hype about her collecting the third power. So there's got to be something, right? Like
I
there's just
really
it wasn't
need Nesta to come
climactic.
back. I need Nesta to come back. That's like what I'm like, why would they go there?
I
And
need you
then,
guys to get on finishing the book for sure.
We are
I'm,
trying to go like we don't want it to end. It's like when you go on a really good date and you don't want it to end. That's what's happening with this. So, but speaking of power, I want to know what Hunt's lightning was used for. We still don't know. So we
oh,
think,
so do I.
so we think, like, we know that his lightning can be used for stuff. We know that he now is a son of hell. Um, so we know that, like, we know a couple like little things. So it's like, and we know that him and the Thunderbirds are like the same lineage type of a thing. So we got all of that thanks to what's his name begins with an A from hell.
Apollyon.
Apollyon. And so who it's yeah. So like I want to know what all is that. And also when do we think Hunt's gonna remove that freaking thing off of his head now knowing that he can? So I'm
I would imagine like he would do it pretty. I would, he can just do it, right? Unless he's trying to like hide behind it.
that's what I like because he's like like
Like, is
now
he trying to
I don't
hide?
know. I'm so
But it was
confused.
really cool. I definitely, can we dive into a little more of like Hunt's background? Like, it was really, because he was a mystery. I remember we all were talking about like what Orion is, because someone calls him that in the first book, like what all these things are, like all of his different names. And I feel like we finally have some answers. So him being a son of hell, and like we find out that he's made, right? Not in the Akatar sense, right? But like he's made by the princes of hell. So he's like, "Oh, you're kind of like me. You're kind of like me." Because he was like, "So are you my dad?" They're like, "Not exactly." So he's kind of like they kind of engineered him, right? Like he is made. He wait, they engineered him with his mom.
The way I thought of it was that they put themselves they controlled fate. That's how the only way I could think of it without being like a creeper. Was that they controlled fate and the fact that they brought him into being with their power. Like that was the only way I could think of it without being super creepy.
Like they
Does that make
imbued their
sense?
power into him. Like they imbued their power into him
Yeah, like they
in
it's
the womb.
You
Yeah.
guys went like so much more different than I did. I was like, oh, they took their spunk, messed around with it a little bit, and then put
That's
it
what
in
I
a
was just
girl.
thinking.
That's how I saw it.
That's how I originally saw it when
Just
they
like the
arrive at
gods of
hell.
hell circle
He's like,
jerking.
"Hello, son.
And they just put it in a bowl, and then they were like,
Whose
random
will
shot.
win?" Gross.
It's a 1 in 5 chance, guys.
Gross. But
Oh,
yeah,
I
like
love it here.
but that's how I met. Like in my mind, I did go down the same road you all did, but then I had to backtrack myself and they were talking about it, and I was like, okay, so to me it sounded more like they were playing like well, they're gods, but they controlled fate. Just like how they did the Thunderbird stuff, like it's not to be very religious or biblical and stuff, but like there's the whole thing about like man was created in God's image kind of thing. That I kind of went with that route too. Um, my mind went a lot of places and I was trying to make it not as gross as where I was going.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
fully
definitely
in
was
there.
like, I'm glad we all went there. And I'm glad Ash was the only one brave enough to start this conversation for us. So,
Well, I'm like, that this Crescent City's world is very tech savvy is the short term I'm going to use.
mhm.
So, I mean, I would assume hell apparently would probably be on the same level where it was just genetically picking traits that worked out the best of what they wanted in, whatever they want to call hunt to them. And that's what they did. They picked and chose traits, and those were the genes that they put in to guarantee.
Yeah.
That's how I viewed it. I guess I want more scientific on it.
Yeah, no, I definitely like the idea of a bunch of demons in hell just circle jerking it. Let's go. Roll the dice, baby. Makes me happy on the inside.
It hunts,
Not like
it,
that.
it hunts mom happy too.
So Hunt, Athalar, Orion, Demon
Prince of
Slayer.
the Valvaran Fae as
He
well.
is the king now, I guess, if Bryce is claiming queen, right?
Well,
He's
Oh wait,
technically,
can we
so if
talk
we're
about
both
that sex scene? Did we get that? Did we get the sex scene? Did we get a sex scene in this part?
no. Oh
Then
wait,
take this out.
yeah, I think that
Take
they
this
did.
out then. Did they have sex?
I thought they had sex on
To the
the.
notes. Let me go to the notes.
I thought that they did before they left the ship, and they're like, I don't care if anybody hears us.
And then someone's like, I
We all can
care.
hear you.
Yeah.
I think that was this part, wasn't it? I don't
I
know.
don't know. There is this,
I
sorry,
love
this
that
might be a
that's the
spoiler,
stuff
but
that you
there's a
guys get
sex scene.
stuck on.
There's a sex scene where I guess it doesn't matter if it's a spoiler. It's not like it's a plot spoiler. There's a sex scene and Bryce calls him her prince, and I'm like, ew. Like that
Yeah.
is a turn off. Like what? Ugh. Like why are you call? I don't like it. I don't like
Prince
it.
makes it seem like he's a little boy.
Right? Weird. King even?
King consort,
I could get behind
technically.
King.
King
All I want to
consort.
state is that if we are following the actual monarchy rules, with her being queen, he still stays a prince. Look at Queen Elizabeth. Prince Philip stayed Prince Philip, even though he was a consort and one of her aides. He
The con
still was.
Being a consort sounds dirty, doesn't it? Like,
You need
It
to
sounds
ooh.
watch the
like
Apothecary
concubine.
Diaries.
Concubine. It sounds like concubine.
That's what
My
it
little
is. But
consort.
yeah,
Sorry. Once again, we get very sidetracked. But thank you for the history lesson,
you're
Kiki.
welcome.
Um, yeah, I mean, I just think Hunt Athalar is a badass anyway. So yeah, that's all I have to say about him, really.
Yeah.
So
We have a thing
But
for
in that
duper
whole
things.
in that in that whole thing, wait, I have another that reminds me of something. But in that whole thing, Bryce does secure help from Hal, which is amazing. I think I just like imagine them just like coming out of whatever hole they're in. God, that sounded bad. Um, but I just mean like they're just from the gates of hell just opening and the Asteri being like, oh shit. Like it's like it's badass.
I love that you say that. In vi- my vision was Bryce and the gang is Mystery Inc. And you ever seen those crossovers where they have like Kiss join them and like solving a mystery and stuff? I literally, they're just pulling all these random people. I just was imagining Mystery Inc. with like all these random ass people.
You know what's
Like,
funny is that when we like I was listening to the hell scene for some reason all I imagined was like the Rivendell circle of chairs with this big old black hole in the middle of it.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I
yes,
imagined.
actually, reading it, that's how I viewed it.
But yet you
Really?
also said that they had high
No,
tech
like,
stuff like Crescent City to artificially inseminate.
Listen, I don't know how they have this technology, but they do. They have the technology, but they also don't have things like phones or TVs. They have nothing but like granite, like rock. It's just rock. Is all it like rocks, but also they have paternity tests and gene
there's
editing
best
software.
buys.
Well, they can transfer into cats and go in between realms. So I mean,
Have you guys ever seen
memento mori.
uh no, it's Neil Gaiman's book. What is it? Which one is it called? Good Omens? Bad,
Yes.
Oh,
right? And
yeah.
it's like so I imagined there this hell like that one, but there
Mhm.
it's like just like jagged rocks, like and they're all talking in a circle. It's a circle for sure. But then
Yeah.
there's like cliffs, and that's where all like the other demon thingies are. And they're hanging out up there
Yeah. I for
waiting.
some reason I went full Fellowship of the Ring.
That's amazing. I love it. I these books really like let your imagination kind of run with it.
They do. And like Sarah J's so good at giving you a like the storyline and descriptions of stuff, but letting your mind wander to a different thing. Also, this is so sidetracked. You know those like little like when you're watching reels on Instagram or Facebook and they're like the little like the Wattpad um story line things. See, I was not going where I get my word. You
The
know,
what?
WAP, and all I can think of is the song.
it's
Yeah, what's a
they're
Wattpad, Kayla?
it's like where people write like the fanfic
We
stuff
are
or
three peas in different cans.
but it's but you know those like little junky romance story Ashley's Dime Store Smuts that they keep turning into like little minis like
Oh no,
video
they're
things
not little
that you
Yes.
minis,
watch.
Kayla. There's an entire like they turn them into shows.
Yes, that. There
Passion
was one
Flicks, 5 stars.
there's one that just came up across my feed which had it was like billionaire marries girl or like his dad makes him marry this girl and stuff. Dude is tan, long dark hair, and I was like, "Oh my God, you're my Hunt Athalar casting. Like you are like this guy was perfect." And if I find him,
Are
I
they
will
real
share.
people or are
They're
they
real
Yes,
AI
like
people.
people?
so there's numerous like Chinese based companies that are making like shows out of like webtoons and smut books and stuff. There's also Passion Flicks, like it's an app, and they've been doing books and stuff. So they do a really good job with the books. I've watched a few of their things, but I know exactly what Kayla's talking about because it almost looks like a bad porno, but
Yes.
there's zero of that. Like it's comically zero, like it's got the steamy spot, like steam with no spice. Like it's
It's
so funny, but like they find these guys and they like fit the stupid romance character trope really good.
I keep getting a
I
bunch of the AI ones where it's like,
Oh yeah.
you are forced to strip naked in front of the alphas. And the biggest alpha came walking up to you and bites you on the neck, claiming you as his. I'm like, can we just not? Like, come on. And it's always some stupid, like really bad AI. So send me the links for those ladies.
I wish I could find the thing because this guy what like he was, and the thing is that I sometimes have a hard time thinking of what a character is going to look like sometimes because I know like Sarah J's like Rusand is literally her husband. Like he fits the perfect description of her husband. When I heard the description of him, I thought of Matt Rife or Ralph, what the the comedy guy. That just because of his like quirky asshole, like charismatic thing. That's who I originally thought of, and it
You Kayla,
destroyed.
no, it got worse than that because my entire Rasan thing got wrecked because I thought of him too until we went to freaking Savannah and was forever scarred because one of those guys like fit the build and I literally leaned over and it might have been Hannah or it was Lexi or Alexa somebody and I was like he looks like he's from a romance novel and we couldn't stop laughing about it. I'm like
Who?
there was one of the
The bouncer
dancers.
boy, the skinny bouncer boy. Just watch it's him. The one who thought he was super cool, but it was
Oh my
like you
god.
need to
Like
add a couple pounds. You're so tiny.
oh my god. It's forever scarred.
I don't remember. There are other things that scarred me on that trip.
Oh, that entire trip was it was awesome, but it makes me so grateful
Damn,
to
I
be
wish I read
married.
these books before we went on that trip. Oh man.
But if I get it to come across again, I will send you all the thing, and then I'm going to put a poll out and ask anybody, is this haunt Athalar? Because to me, that's like he fit the description so well. And I decided my Bryce, I debated on this one. My Bryce casting will probably be Bella Thorne. She's not super skinny anymore. She looks phenomenal. She needs to bring her red hair back, but I think she would make a great Bryce.
I
So
could
just
see
so
her
you
as
know.
Bryce.
So just like with the attitude and just
I
mm-mm-mm.
feel like my Hunt Athalar. Ooh, Henry Cavill.
I
My
know.
Bryce,
For
my
everything.
Bryce Dannon is also Henry Cavill. My Rune Dannon is also Henry Cavill. Like he's the only face. Sorry, Nick. He's the only I
No,
ever
Nick is
see in these
Arthurian. Nick is
roles.
Arthurian.
Nick is Therian? Who is Nick? Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, he might be, honestly.
have you guys seen his name is Swarm? He's on Instagram. He's got this really he reads like his wife is a huge bookie and she'll like bookmark pages for him to read because he's got this really deep like like sensual voice and stuff. And he is hilarious. But he legit has like shaved hair, long hair. He is my Rudanen.
Oh my gosh.
Like I'm not attracted to him or anything, but that's how I envisioned him. He just fit the build. His voice is deep. He's just got this great like aura around him. I love
Hmm.
that we've turned this into like our personal like who would we cast?
I'm trying to think like who Nick is. He might be, he honestly, he might be a bit of as. I don't know. It's hard. Nick is challenging.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't know.
Nick is my Isaiah.
Oh, Isaiah.
He's just
Yeah.
always there and he's got like a level head, but yet he can kind of goof off with um
The shirtless boys.
Y- Yes, exactly. That's exactly it. So I want to be an otter.
I know. I want an otter. Well, my
Okay.
Josh and I have always made the joke like we're each other's significant otters. Like Valentine's Day, we have like tons of junk that says like otter or nobody otter than you or like so otters are our thing. So when I read the cute adorable little otter, Josh literally hunted down an otter and got like a little vest and stuff and got me a little transporting otter guy.
That is very cute. That is very cute.
Well, ladies,
Yep.
let's go finish the end of the book.
Yeah.
So sad.
Listeners, you're gonna have to help keep us together for this next one because we're gonna all go into book hangovers.
Depression awaits.
Yep.
But
Wait, that is
until
not
next
an okay.
time.
That is not an okay way to end.
But well, how's this? Until
Wait,
next time, we all can be the peas in the same can.
Don't worry, your friends are with you and you won't be afraid.
Memento mori.
Light it up.
What you doing with that lightning, dog?